I will start today with sharing just a really sweet moment with myself as I was preparing for receiving you all. I was just doing my thing just with my beautiful journal, my morning journal, just chanting my tone, listening, and I was really overcome by this beautiful experience of how this beautiful thing is much more than a journal to me now. It truly is a friend. It truly has become such a profound conduit to me getting to know myself and learning how to love myself. And kind of like a cuddly toy when we're little, right? They become real, they become alive, I think, because we pour so much love into it. And yeah, it does. It's just such a special thing. So much love for me instantly when I pick it up. It's just such a lovely, lovely thing. So again, Eric is going to call in the light for us this morning with what I am now officially going to call the anthem for this program, Heart of Gold. So let's just receive this beautiful experience as we truly do. Allow all that's present in our human and let ourselves fall back into that heart of gold that really is the truth and what's going on here right now.
At times I feel like running. At times I feel like hiding low. Oh, I just wanna feel something that makes me feel at home. Down in the depths, when I've got nothing left, hear a voice calling out in my soul. This heart of gold is who you are. This loving soul that's come so far. Through highs and lows and battle scars, you found me walking through the dark. Oh, oh, this heart of gold. Oh, oh, this heart of gold. Now you know that you're this heart of gold. You're this heart of gold. At times I feel like dying, 'cause I don't wanna feel at all. These rivers run down my eyelids and fall. Pain is a way that you reach out to me when I can't hear the voice of my soul. This heart of gold is who you are. This loving soul that's come so far. Through highs and lows and battle scars, you found me walking through the dark. Oh, oh, this heart of gold. Oh, oh, this heart of gold. Now you know that you're this heart of gold. You're this heart of gold. Oh, oh, oh. You're this heart of gold. Yeah, you're this heart of gold.
I love that I'll be able to play this song in my morning practice moving forward and think of you all, think of the shared experience. Let's dive in. Writing stuff down, writing. So writing is such a rich, beautiful gift that we have in this life. And so I'm just going to ask that we all become a little aware in this moment of what kind of relationship do we have with writing? We're all sent to school where we're made to use a lot of pen and paper. I'm not sure how true that is for the kids of today, actually. I don't know how much pen and paper they use versus a computer. But I think that can create a little bit of baggage for us. And so maybe we can just release that in a clear intention in this moment and just be aware, what kind of a relationship do you have with writing? There are so many incredible tools that we could include into a sacred morning practice. We're just going to dive briefly into 3 and then have a little bit of time, hopefully, together for some writing. So, of course, keeping a journal, having a task list, inner dialogues, creative writing, free-form writing, just so many gifts. And again, we're here to play and we're here to trust ourselves. So, as I was preparing for today, I was curious, is there any research about different forms of writing and that it can actually be helpful? And it's overwhelming. Journaling definitely helps with depression and anxiety. So that was a fun task. If you're interested, Google that. But from my point of view, from the point of view of healing that is supported by a recent research in neuroscience and applied neurobiology, this idea of writing in the way that we're going to be diving into does really allow that healing process. It allows our humanity, just whatever is present, and just the process of writing it down is such an act of observation, of allowing, of accepting, of in some way honoring that in a way that does clear anything that can be lifted in my experience. So first of all, an inner dialogue. This was the most profound thing for me when I really started to get deep into a morning practice about 10 years ago when I was working. And I wanted to awaken to what was next. Like, really, if I have my answers, my clarity inside, okay, God, now's the time. I want it. I want to be clear with my highest good moving forward. And so I would sit down and I would journal, mostly with my spiritual teacher. I would just write me, and then I would have at it. I had questions and I had desperations. So I let that humanity fly, those fears, those big feelings. But then I also really asked a lot of very specific questions. And I can't tell you how I then just wrote down John Roger, JR, and I would allow it. But we all have that access within. And a lot of the different playing tools we've been talking about support us in that. But that's up to you to navigate your own way. Many times I've dialogued with my mum. Just sometimes I experience that she has a clear access point to some of the answers that I need. There are just so many beings of light that we can dialogue with. It's a gift. Also, this little guy, well, actually, sometimes in my morning practice, I do more of a healing process, but I will be transparent and say that I do actually have a different book, a different journal for my really deep clearing. I call her my blue book. She's my self-healing book, and she's more a place that I can just do that very deep work that we did dive into briefly on days 8 and 9, so you can dive again into those. But it's really allowing these beautiful 2 experiences of, can I really allow and embody what's hurting? Give that a voice. Give those fears, those feelings a voice. Really give my human, the poopiness, give that to my pencil, my pen in this moment. And then can I also be holding, observing, loving? And then maybe there is even more. Maybe then love, God can take the pen and truly give my human what she needs. That experience of being heard, understood, and loved through all the poopiness of this planet. It's just such a gift. And then third, writing. Oh my Lord, it's so practical and it's so profound. And I am a huge fan of David Allen and his system for getting things done. It's what I use in Notion. Um, and beautiful quote from him: if you don't pay appropriate attention to what has your attention, it will take more of your attention than it deserves. And that has been my experience. Um, if we're not uh, giving a voice to those things that kind of are at us, like, sometimes unconsciously I can be aware of, I really need to address the storage room. It's a mess. Maybe it is taking up mental and energetic space. Can I write it down, get it out of my head so that it's cycling, cycling, cycling? And can I address it in an appropriate way so that um, moments like this are clearing and freeing that mind chatter, that stuff that does need to be handled, so that my mind can be less like a filing cabinet and much more like that beautiful bowl, that receptacle, that clean, clear container for what my soul is calling me into more fully in this life. What a gift. So I am just kind of popping a few things on the table today, and now we're just going to have some silence. No right way, no wrong way. Can we just grab a journal, paper, a pen, and just see what comes up as we've gone through those 3 different perspectives? One may be piquing your interest in this moment. But this life is really about allowing ourselves to be present and trust ourselves, trust this moment. So we're just going to have, say, 4 minutes of silence to write, however you do. So do call in the light for yourself again, ask for the highest good, and let's use this beautiful tool to awaken to whatever is for our highest good right now. A few minutes of silence, you'll hear my voice again soon. Already. Just bringing that to completion. I love this quote. And in my experience, those three practices really, so much of the writing that we can do does help us relax, helps us get out the busyness onto paper, helps us clear our negativity, helps us receive what's true and easy. Your ability to be productive is directly proportional to your ability to relax. Good stuff, David Allen. And so then finally, some awareness for today, just opening as clearly as you can to how can some form of writing support you in a sacred morning practice. I did mention them very early on, but creative writing and freeform writing, another couple of parts that have actually been key parts of my morning practice at different parts of my life. Not right now, but as our morning practice is always going to be a living being, a changing, evolving, fluid thing, just other inspirations for you moving forward.